Hello and welcome to my new channel, Hello World. This is my first video, so I'm going to present myself. I am a student in software engineering. I'm going to be starting my third year in software engineering this fall, so in fall 2023. During my semesters, I had fundamental coding classes such as object-oriented programming 1, 2, and web programming system hardware. So I'm quite equipped to share my knowledge about programming languages. And I hope that this series will be helpful for you. So this is more for beginners that want to learn about coding or will start a software engineering program or a computer science program, or just want to learn coding for fun. So this is a good channel to learn that. I'm gonna go over really the basics of a programming language called Java. So this is a very popular programming language, and I think it will be very useful for you to learn about it. But for today, this is more about like an introduction to my series. So we're gonna go over 4 points. First, communication between human language and machine language. Then the purpose of programming languages. Thirdly, programming in practice. So where should you start when you're new at coding or learning programming? And finally, the next steps. So first, for communication, we know that human beings have a complex language. So in English, we have a lot of words, sometimes words to say the same thing. For instance, if I say to you, this girl see this guy with a telescope, is it the girl or the guy that has the telescope? It can be ambiguous, and sometimes the same phrase can two different people can understand the same sentence differently. So that causes ambiguity in human language. The syntax of our sentences are sometimes complicated. It can be complex, a lot of words, sometimes ambiguity. So it can be difficult. But machine learning, in the other side, is very, very simple. In machine learning, in machine language, sorry, we have only two words. We have one and zeros. That's it. So this is called the binary language. We only have one and zero. For instance, this will be a specific task that the device need to do, or this will be another task. Basically, one is when the current passes, it's one, and zero represent when the current does not pass. So you see, it's very simple. We only have two words in machine language. We have the one, the current passes, and the zero, the current doesn't pass. So there's no ambiguity, and the syntax is very straightforward, very simple. But now we have human language that is very complex, and we have machine language that is very, very simple with a few words, only two. So, how can a human speak to that machine to tell it what it should do? This is through programming languages. So, we have on one side the human language, and on the other side, the machine language. So now, how can the human communicate with the machine? It is through the programming languages that the human will be able to do so. So the programming languages like Java, for instance, Java or C++ or Python, all of those are programming languages, and the role of these is to facilitate the communication between humans and machines. So me, I want my computer to do that task. Computer, do that task for me. The computer will understand nothing. It cannot do it just if I tell him to do so. I need to communicate with my device through a programming language. So I need to code to make my machine understand what I want it to do. So programming languages are a mix between human language and machine language. It's like it has from the human language and the machine language to build like an interface between the two, to build an interface between human and machine, to make that interaction between humans and machines possible. So that is where the programming languages come into place in communication between the human language and machine language. Now, let's go on our second point, which is the purpose of programming languages. So the purpose of a programming language is really to solve problems. We humans cannot speak directly to machines, so we need programming languages as an interface between the two so that we can talk with machines. So the purpose of programming languages is really to link to the machine so that machine can do what we want them to do. So the purpose is to solve problems. We will only be able to solve problems with machine by communicating with them through programming languages. So the purpose is to be able to solve complex problems. Now, for the third point, programming in practice, where should I start? For me, when I started my first semester at university, I was lost. There are so many different programming languages, Java, C++, Python, C Sharp. I was lost. I didn't know where to start, but our teacher told us that all of these object-oriented programming languages are very similar to each other. They follow the same rules. They do the same thing. So if you know only one of those, so you see Java, C++, Python, all of these do the same thing. So if you know only one of the programming languages, you will be able to learn the others very fast and very easily because it follows the same principle. So I would say that you should only pick one that interests you and learn it. And from there, you will be able to learn others really easily. This is the first step. The second step will be an IDE. So when you choose the language that you want to learn, you will need an IDE or an integrated development environment. And this is nothing else but a platform where you will be able to write your code. So an IDE is a platform where you write code so that you can run it and see the output of your coding. So for me at university, I used Eclipse. Eclipse is just the name of the IDE. So in this series, I will teach about Java by using Eclipse. So Eclipse will be the platform where I write Java code and we can run it together. Java is really one of the most popular languages in the entire world, so I think it will be very, very beneficial for you to learn about it. So I'm gonna start with that language, and in the future, I may do other programming languages like Python, for instance. But now let's start with Java. And for the next steps, it will be to download Eclipse, the IDE. So in my next video, I will show you how to download Eclipse to your device so that you can learn Java easily and not lose any time and start coding with me. So I will try to post a video each week, so each Sunday. And yeah, I'm happy you listened to my video and I wish you an amazing rest of your day and I can't wait learning more with you guys. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Bye bye.